Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing well. If you like what you see in this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video. Today, we'll take a look at Life is Strange Reunion, which was released today as of this recording, Thursday, March 26th. I wasn't aware of this game at all until a few days ago, sometime this week. So I was really excited because I'm a huge fan of the original game, especially Life is Strange 1, Episode 1. I played the game way back in 2015 on Steam as well on the PC, and I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I've since played the sequels, Life is Strange 2 and Life is Strange Before the Storm, and another spin-off which is free to play. It was much shorter. I think it's called Captain Spirit. Really enjoy the franchise. I enjoy story-focused games sometimes. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the Steam requirement, how the game performs day one on the PC. So I am using the latest NVIDIA graphics driver, which is 595.97, released Tuesday, March 24th. This video has been recorded on a using a 4K 60 hertz capture card, which is recording directly to my iMac. So there shouldn't be any performance loss. What you see during gameplay should be indicative of your performance if you have similar hardware. From my experience, NVIDIA Shadow Play tends to incur roughly minimum 10 FPS loss. It ranges from 10 to 15. Sometimes I've seen it go as high as 20 FPS loss, depending obviously on your FPS. So the Steam requirement, what it's recommending for a processor, it recommends Ryzen 5 3600 or an Intel Core i5 10600. So these are relatively decent CPUs. So it's basically asking for 6-core CPU. The Ryzen 3600 is a fairly mid-range CPU. System memory is asking for a 16 gigabyte system memory. Graphics card is recommending ATI 6650 XT or NVIDIA RTX 3060. So these are fairly mid-range GPUs. The RTX 3060, if I remember, is roughly equivalent to RTX 2070 Super. So it's above the PlayStation 5. DX version 12, SSD 30 gigabytes recommended. So without further ado, let's take a look at the game. This franchise has been an Unreal Engine franchise since the very first game. Life is Strange 1 used the Unreal Engine 3, and the sequels went on to use Unreal Engine 4. And I'm guessing, if the game sticks to tradition, this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. I can tell already just by looking at the screenshots and the trailer. So fingers crossed I don't run into any Unreal Engine 5 issues. The typical stuttering, blurriness, and just overall bad performance. And I'm back, taking a look at the options menu. The game first shows you the accessibility page. Nothing too exciting. It does have this skip gameplay feature, stating the player can skip gameplay that may be too difficult. By default, it's everything here is set to off. In the graphical preset, I have full screen enabled, and my default resolution of 2560 by 1440. You have several graphical presets ranging from low, medium, high, and hella high. I don't know why I didn't go with hella max. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is an Unreal Engine 5 game. I'm surprised it didn't have the epic presets. That's what most Unreal Engine 5 games have. Advanced graphical settings, resolution scale. I'm not sure what this slider is. This is the default. I don't know if the maximum means Okay, so secondary scale, adjust scaling of resolution. Oh, for motion blur. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really sure the resolution scale. I'm guessing this means 100% because I don't see any DLSS or FSR or XeSS. So you have anti-aliasing, global illumination quality, effects quality, shadow quality, reflection quality, texture quality, post-processing quality, and motion blur, all set to hella high. So it's quite refreshing to have a game, an Unreal Engine 5 game that doesn't have fake pixels, DLSS, FSR, XeSS, or fake frames, frame gen for once. Audio, nothing too exciting. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The game has a shaded pre-compilation process that took roughly 1 minute. So upon first booting into the game, it doesn't have a dedicated shader pre-compilation screen. But if you have, reverse tuner statistics enabled, you can see your CPU cores, threads, all maxed out at 99 or 100%, and then subsequently your CPU temps and wattage will spike as well, indicating a shaded compilation process. Like I said, it took me roughly a minute to complete. Your mileage may vary, so if you have a faster CPU, it could be faster. It will definitely be faster. And if you have a slower CPU, let's say the recommended of Ryzen 3600, you may incur a longer shader compilation step. Without further ado, let's take a look at the gameplay and see how the game performs. Okay, back into the game. Yeah, so right now, I just came on campus playing as Max. She looks a lot older than last time I saw her, which is back in 2015. Yeah, so I'm in the 40s right now, FPS. Everything's still set to hella max. I'm not. I mean, the game does look. It looks okay. Like it looks kind of soft. But the graphics definitely are a step up from the original version, the episode one, Life is Strange, which uses Unreal Engine 3. Yeah, so this game seems to be a little bit more heavy. But if you look at my statistics here, CPU percentage is at in the 20s, 25. CPU temp and CPU wattage are hovering in the 50s. System memories 10.3 gigs usage. VRAM is less than 7 gigs, so 6.6. So which is pretty good. GPU wattage is it's about 10 to 20 watts lower than usual, but it's pretty good. I mean, considering this is an Unreal Engine 5 game, I've definitely seen a lot worse. So yeah, the game seems to be running. It seems to be running fine. So let me walk around. Yeah. So it looks like when you first interact with something new, like the main menu or cutscenes, you cannot skip them, right? But when you get back into the game, right, you can now skip the intro logos with the space bar or with R1 on the controller. So I'm guessing the same applies to you know subsequent playthroughs. So if you beat the game, maybe New Game Plus, you can skip. Um, yeah, so it's giving me the vibe of the original game. It's definitely playing on nostalgia. Um, the very first mission, you start off as Chloe. She ends up in the bathroom where she was killed in the original game. What basically, started the whole Life is Strange journey and Chloe discovering her power. So, you're back on campus. You're no longer in high school. I'm guessing this is a college. Yeah, you're on a college campus, uh, Yvette Observatory. So it's definitely going for that Life is Strange 1, the original nostalgia vibe, which makes sense because you have Chloe and Max, um, the main protagonists in the first game. But one thing I will say about this game is that the choices don't really matter. So I'm when you first launch the game, you're given five choices, right? Which basically covers the entire history of Max, her journey. So I tried to make her as heterosexual as much as possible. So I chose Chloe. I chose to save Arcadia Bay over Chloe, and you know, she ends up dating this guy called Vin instead of dating Chloe and a different girl. I haven't played the other Life is Strange games after Life is Strange 2 and Before the Storm, so I don't really know who the other characters are. But like I said, I tried to make her as heterosexual as possible. But that really didn't matter because the game just says, okay, well, this is what we're going to decide the storyline is going to be. So that makes me that. So what's the point of even having those choices in the first place, right? Maybe it's too early to tell. Who knows? So back to performance. I'm hovering in the 40s. I'm playing with my DualSense controller. I just want to see if the game has any of the PlayStation 5 features like haptic feedback or adaptive trigger, which it doesn't. So typically I would be playing this with a mouse and keyboard or the PlayStation 4 or Xbox 360 controller. But it's in the 40s. I'm playing with a controller, so it doesn't feel too bad. And the frame rates are within my FreeSync range. I forgot exactly, but I think my FreeSync range is 40 to the highest. I think 40 is the lowest value. But yeah, so I'm comfortable. I'm comfortably above that. So the game does feels kind of smooth. If I didn't have the frame counter on, um, I wouldn't know that the game was hovering in the 40s. The most important thing to me is frame time, and I'm quite shocked. This is an Unreal Engine 5, and as you can see, my 0.1% low is at 33 FPS, which is quite shocking because Unreal Engine 5 games tend to stutter a lot, and my 1% low would be in the teens. So I want to make some minor critique of the visual presentation, particularly the cutscene. The depth of field in this game is not very good. It's very fuzzy and shimmery. And the anti-aliasing technology used in this game is not very good either. There's, a little bit of softness to the overall image, and at the same time, it kind of fizzles. Like if you look at this bush, and there's like some grainy shadow pop in. If you look at the trees in the distance, like as soon as I take a few steps back, the shadows just vanish. I understand, um, it's a distant. These are distant geometries, but everything is set to the maximum preset. But yet the level of detail is a bit aggressive, and her hair, there's aliasing. There's a little bit of pixel breakup. Um, yeah, typical Unreal Engine 5. The VRAM usage is conservative, so if you have an 8 GB GPU, you should be fine. System memory, if you have 16 gigabytes of system memory, you should be fine as well. Let's take a look at the character, Max. Yeah, I mean, it looks definitely better than the first game, Life is Strange 1, Episode 1. That one was using Unreal Engine 3. But I sort of prefer that look compared to this. For whatever reason, I just prefer that look. Um, but yeah, this game is definitely leaning towards nostalgia a lot. It's definitely, I mean, you're in school. That's pretty much what the first game started, where you started. You started in high school, but here you're in, what is this, a community college, a 4-year college? I don't know. But you're on college, you're on campus, right? So it's quite a slow start. If you're someone who's played any Life is Strange game, you would know that it involves a lot of walking around. Uh, yeah, and look at the shadow here. It's all yeah. It look when I move it to the right, it just it it's incoherent, right? It's I don't know the best word to describe it. Like it just seems off, right? It seems very off. The lighting is baked. Like I don't know. The game just, for whatever reason, I just think the first game, like, it impressed me more than this. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Let me keep pace here. I wonder if I can go outside. I want to kind of just take a look at the environmental detail and see what the game is like. Maybe not. Maybe it won't let me, but let's take a look. Yeah, as I suspected. Uh, okay. So I'm supposed to meet this guy, Moses. Yeah, so let me take a picture of this astronaut. Pretty cool. Take a picture. Yeah, the game doesn't have any DualSense. Okay, so it says I can take a picture. I don't know why. Okay, I have to get closer. Ah, got it. So let's see if it'll save this one. Yep, save it. Okay, so taking pictures are collectibles. It sort of reminds me of the research camera in Bioshock One. If you want to power up your abilities, Electrobolt, you have to take pictures and all that stuff. Yeah, so the overall review on Steam seems to be positive, very positive. Uh, yeah, look at that. Look at the reflection here. It's so crazy. Um, Older games, I've mentioned this in a few of my videos. Older games like uh, Doom 3, Tom Clancy Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, those games used planar reflections, right? Even back in the 90s, like if you played Super Mario, I don't know, Super Mario 64 or any PlayStation 1 games, yeah, you would see planar reflection. Like it's trying to mirror this reflection in the back, the reflection in the environment, the background reflection, but the character itself, like you just see a silhouette of her, like just her right side, but her whole body is missing. So it's just fake reflection. Yeah, that is that's one of the things that kind of that I'm baffled by. With modern games nowadays, they they don't even have. It's like you're paying more for technology that's been around, and these features are missing. It's almost like let me go back here. Like someone would come into my comment and say, "Well, you need ray tracing." Not really. You don't need ray tracing for that. Like I said, a simple planar reflection will get the job done, and it's been around forever, since the 90s, as far as I remember. Yeah, I mean, look at these other reflections. Like it's trying to simulate background geometries, but this table is missing. Like there's a floating rock. Like what is that? What is that? I mean, it doesn't even look right. Like where's this desk? Where's this plant? Where are these characters? Nowhere to be found. But anyway, that's the state of gaming on Unreal Engine. You need fake lumen, fake ray tracing. All right, so let's walk around some more. Yeah, you get the idea. Exteriors tend to run heavier than interiors. As you saw earlier, I was in the 40s, so I was running roughly 10 to 15 FPS slower than what you're seeing on screen right now. The frame time is very good, pretty good, flatline. So the shader pre-compilation step really did a good job. 1% low, 0.1% low is 41, indicating a stable frame time. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'll give the performance, especially for an Unreal Engine game, I will give it a B plus. Yeah, I've certainly played a lot worse Unreal Engine 5 games, but yeah, I can deal with, like I said, I can deal with not so stellar FPS as long as it's in the 40s, as long as it's within my FreeSync range. I'm okay. What I don't like is the frame time spikes. What, he doesn't remember her? Okay, I don't know who these characters are. I've never played the. I've never played. Okay, he does know who she is. I've never played the other game, so I don't know who this Moses guy is. Yeah. So as I was saying, as long as the frame time is flatline and predictable, no random spikes, I'm fine. I can deal with 45, 50 FPS, 55 FPS, as long as it's just a story-driven game like this. And I'm using like a controller. I'm fine with that. So yeah, you get the idea. This is what the game performs on average. My average FPS is 57. So if you have an equivalent system to mine, you should be okay. So an i9-9900K overclocked to 5 gigahertz, RTX 2080 Ti, plus 50 on the core overclock, plus 1000 overclock on the memory. So if you have RX 6800, RTX 3070 Ti, RTX 5060 Ti, you should be okay. You should get similar performance to mine. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like what you see in this video, like, subscribe. I hope you all take care.